Hey, what's going on, YouTube, my family and my friends? Excellent Dreams here, back once again with another exclusive video for you today. Let me go ahead and invite Lisa Alfaro to the training today. Let's get it started. She typically jumps right in. I don't have to wait for her, so she'll be here in a second. Let's see here. Y'all know I always start with a screen share right away. Show y'all what I was working on. So let's see here. I've got all these windows open. Let me close these down. Jump into my Corel Draw. Okay. I just finished working on that. Had a customer come by this morning and he wanted his false circle logo done like that. So I knocked that out real quick this morning. I got the DJ Money shirt that I was working on. As y'all can see. Oh, why did I do that? Hey, what's going on, Lisa? Let me see here. I'm trying to go back. That was one rendition that I sent him.
Say that again.
We're good to go. We're good to go. You know, at the beginning.
How are you?
I'm just great. Just great. Just great. So at the beginning of all my trainings, after I send the invite link out, I typically go into a screen share until the trainee gets here. So I was just showing off what I was recently working on.
Oh boy.
Had a customer drop by today, and you know, he wanted something right now. I knocked it out for him in 15, 20 minutes, got it done. And here we are. How's your day starting off today?
Pretty good. Came in to do one client, and then I was like, you know what? I'll just stay here and do a class because then I don't have my dogs bothering me.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So, have you been playing around with the software?
I did.
Okay.
So, I actually, after I had seen you the last time with the brewer one,
yeah,
I did a full brewer logo, but I was trying to figure out, there's a piece in the baseball that isn't a place where I can fill, like it doesn't have, it's not a shape.
Let's see it. Let's if you can open it up on your end and then share your screen with me, then I may remote in and see what's going on.
Let me see here.
Cut my light on. Just cut my heat press off, so I'm not trying to cut my air on just yet. I'll be in here freezing.
Okay, wait, how? Okay. Okay, how do I
Share the screen?
Okay, wait, where did you go? There you are. Yeah, how do I share my screen?
All right, at the bottom of the Zoom window, it should be like the 6-1 over from the left. Should be the 6. icon over. So it should be mute, stop video, security, participants, chat, and then should be share screen.
So it says you can request to host the host to allow multiple sharing.
I got it. I just did it.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
I can see it.
So I had done the, like, for some reason I can't get rid of this,
Okay.
the TM.
Yeah.
And then for some reason it won't let me, like, this isn't an object.
Okay.
So like I can click off of that and I can click on this. That would allow me to have an object,
Okay.
but this piece doesn't.
We'll fix that. And you'll be astonished, like, okay. So
So what do you think so far?
it looks good. It looks good. For you to have only taken a few trainings, it looks fantabulous.
So I didn't, there's like, I didn't want to put one here because there's not enough to put in the middle.
Yeah.
But this was all, like, the outside was all 3 rows.
Right.
And then this was a little bit different. So I was like, well, they were kind of overlapping outside a little bit.
Yep.
And so I kind of deleted them and moved them around, but I didn't, like, the ones like this side, I didn't flip and fill in this side. I just kind of moved them around so that they fit in there.
Yeah. With some designs appear symmetrical, and then when you try to move the stones from one side to the other, you'll see, like, okay, it didn't really fit. So it's always good to try it first and then Control Z it back and then
Right.
just use the other way.
Right. And then, like, in this area here, it just had, like, I think 3 lines.
Yeah.
And so I filled in the whole rest of it.
For sure.
Because I don't think I'm going to, I think it's going to be all rhinestones instead of, like, anything else with it. I think I just want it rhinestones.
Okay. All right, let me help you out a little bit. I'm going to request remote control. We're going to dive into the design and see what's actually going on. Because I was looking and I seen, like, if we clicked here, see, that actually brought up something. When we clicked right here on the white, it actually brought up something. So we're going to open up TRW here. And this is where I definitely love using my nudge feature. Because I'm going to just nudge it off to the side and change the color. Let's see what's going on. So we got our nudge. I like to set my nudge at 15.
15. Yep.
And let's nudge that over to the left. See what's going on. Okay. So, okay. That's what's going on. So you still had the original design underneath the design that you vectorized or that you clip art. So right here, if we were to go in there and right click it, you can outline trace and clip art this part again. So let me run through this real quick with you. So what we forgot to do on this one, and even in the training, I forgot to point it out. We want to click delete original right here.
Okay.
That way, when you hit OK, it's only going to give you that vectorized image and not that vectorized image with the copy still up under it. So that the original copy was still up under your copy. As you can see, when I nudged it over, the TM is actually part of this part. Hold on, let me see. We got to ungroup it.
It's part of the original, not the copy.
Correct. So when we ungroup all, it's actually They're all separate. The outside mitten, the baseball, and the TM.
Oh.
So you did great over here with the clip art image. You just did not realize that the original image was still underneath it because we forgot to delete the original image.
Okay, so what did you do with the piece where they're all so after you outline traced clip art, what did you do after that?
Okay, go back.
Where you said they were all individual pieces.
Right. Okay. Okay, so I believe they're all together here. I'm gonna go back one more time, actually. Boom. Okay, so with every outline trace and clip art, okay, so now that we have that delete original image checked, it'll always remain checked. I hit OK right here, and all it did was vectorize it. Everything is still all together. So if you grab it and move it, it's still all one piece.
Right.
I don't know how I made a copy of it. Oh, wait a minute. Let me make sure that I didn't make a copy of it. Okay. Right click, outline trace, clip art, delete original image is already checked. Boom. Okay. And okay. So everything is still together here. You want to right click on it and ungroup all. That ungroups all the pieces. We're going to.
So I don't think I ungrouped anything.
Let's see here. You did. You did.
Okay.
Let me see here. Let's wireframe it. And haha. So when you did your clip art, you had to have had this outline around it as well. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you don't have the outline still over here. Let me show you. If we change this color, it's a purple box or it's a box around it. Come on. It's not letting me change the color of the box. We can clearly see it's right there. Let me try using these colors over here. I'm gonna nudge it out. Why is it making a copy? That's weird to me. Let me see here. So even though we have your original delete image checked, it's still making that copy and leaving that copy right there for whatever reason. Let's see here. Delete original. We want that on. Let's see. Yours is a little newer than mine. Maybe see if there's a save option. No, there's not. Okay, let's hit OK. Boom. Okay, so it's gone. Here's the wireframe. Okay. Okay, that was weird then. We did that 3 times already. Like, you know what I'm saying? All right. We're going to delete that one. So this one right here is already broken apart. So the blue should be by itself. The yellow by itself. Well, that's the white piece in the middle, which I believe somehow you must have deleted your white piece. Because it's still there, just like the side pieces are here. And I like to click on everything that's white, and I like to change that a different color so that my mind doesn't play tricks on me thinking nothing is there.
Okay.
Boom. And of course, we can get rid of this TM now because everything is ungrouped. Boom. What I would do is I would just go ahead and group this area here.
Together.
Not just group it, but we can go ahead and just weld it together. Boom. You said you were having, like, I can visually see it that this line, the thickness of this line is a little thinner than the thickness of the mix.
Yep.
So what I was, when I first got started, I was grouping everything together, like all the blue that needed to be welded together. I did that. All the gold that needed to be welded together, I did that. More and more designs as I got better and better, I understood that it was better to leave this separate and then do an island fill on that separately than an island fill on this one. So let's do that now. Let's try our contour spacing at 0.075, the traditional, well, the default. We're going to go inside, add stones. Let's see it with one island. Right after I set all of that up, I would typically remind myself, like, hold on, wait a minute, is the design the size that I need it to be? Which isn't bad. That's 11.0 by 12.008. So it's going to be large on the shirt, but
Yep.
that's going to look good whether it's on the front or the back.
Well, I ain't tiny by any means.
Right. Right. What I do is I used to always go large. I used to always go large because I was making it for me first and foremost. And then if if the size of the design fit any other shirts, then that was just a win-win. In the future, as I started making designs that I knew I wanted to spread across a small, medium, large, extra large shirt, I start making the design sort of medium size.
Okay.
To prevent myself from making a small and a large design, I made it sort of medium. So that way it would be big on a small, it would be big on a medium, but it would be, as the sizes went up, it would look perfect.
Okay.
If not, you'll find yourself making one for the small girls, you know what I mean, and then one for those that are a little bit larger. So you'll find yourself making that 7.5, 8 inches, and then you'll find yourself doing a 10.5, 11 one. To each his own. I try to keep it like 9, like, you know what I mean, 9, 8.5, 9. That way, if someone was like, "Oh, I like that shirt," I don't have to redo the design again. I just grab that template, brush in the stones, and make that shirt.
Okay.
Just a little tip, because I was just like you when I got started. I wanted them large, but then I found myself
large and in charge.
Large and in charge, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you plan on making future shirts, keep that in mind because it'll definitely be helpful. All right. Trust me, all my designs were large. And then once I started sharing the designs, I was like, oh man, I need to make them smaller. For real.
I don't want to make these over and over again.
I don't want to make them over and over again. So we're starting with one island. Everything else is set. We never changed our spacing or our fill line spacing, even though we're going to play with it. We're going to do one originally at 0.14, and then we're going to switch it to automatic. So let's outline, island fill, clear the path, merge overlapping stones. And I see. Did you try that at first? And you were like, nah, I don't like that. I need something fuller.
Oh no, I didn't at first because we had just been playing around with like the badge or the brewer logo during class. I literally did this that night.
Right.
And so I was like, well shit, why can't I get the center? Like, what is going on with it?
Yeah. So we're going to select all of those aquamarine stones. I'm going to delete them.
So how did you get them like the teal color? You just clicked on that before you filled them?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So I always like to give myself a woosah moment where I'll click on the white and deselect everything and then be like, okay, I'm about to fill this with stones. I'll go choose my stone color. And I try to make it opposite of what the color I'm trying to fill so that way I can see it. Then I click on my yellow. And we're going to change it to 0 islands this time. And then island fill. Remember, clear the path, merge overlapping stones.
Yep.
And that'll give us our row in the center.
So that's where you can kind of see, like, there was parts that I kind of messed around with and moved them. And
Yeah. Well, you did an excellent job. Look at that. Look at them side by side. You can see
that's my
where you
little,
put the work in.
that's my little anal tendency, like OCD.
Yeah. No, you did very, very well. You can see where, because it came out pretty much the same where you had to complete this line here, complete this
Yep.
line here. Like I like how you did it down here. And that's how I was when I first got started. Mine would look like that as well. But one thing I would have done differently is right here in this area, you have to decide, do I want the circle to complete or do I want the mitten to complete this curvature right here? Right here, we all start like that. We blend them together and just get them to fit. But
Well,
visually,
like my inside line and my outside line are complete.
right.
It's just the middle where I was kind of like, okay, well, what am I doing with all of these?
Yeah. So that's where you would decide. Like, you know what I mean? Decide where you either want to complete the circle, but then when we look at it, it goes from 4 rows here. If you try to complete the circle down here, it goes into 3 rows.
Right.
So what I would do, and I only started to see this as I got better, is I would just delete the rest of the half circle. And we're going to we're going to have this line connect down here so that it looks straighter on this curve and that this circle looks like it just falls into it. We're going to do that by just
Oh.
dragging this one down here. Boom. And let's see. I'm going to see. I'm going to just grab 3 of these and that one. Maybe not. Let's go down even further. Let's go to here. And really, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to delete that one because we're going to keep it equal space. So let's just equal space this line right here. And then add a stone. Shift and clear the path. So that completes that part right there. We're going to fix this part later. We're trying to connect this piece. So I'm going to just grab these 3, 4 stones here, holding shift, and connect it to this. And let's see if it makes it, gives us a better line. See, we still may have to adjust some stones because the curve went the other way, but that's okay. That's too many. Bring one back and then shift and clear the path. All right, so now we see, okay, our curve bulged out just a little bit right there on that edge. So what I would do is I would just curve it in this way. I'm just holding control and just sliding them in just a little bit. I'm gonna redo that line all
See,
over.
I haven't figured out. So what I did is I printed off all of the shortcuts for Corral
Yeah,
because I don't know those yet.
right. I didn't start using shortcuts until I was probably 6 or 7 years in. You know, uh, I when I first got started, it felt like they slowed down my workflow because I was not quite familiar with them. But then as you get familiar with them and you keep your hand on the keyboard, you start moving lightning fast. Like, okay, I already know what I'm doing. Ooh, Control S, Control Z, you know, Control A. Oh, equal path. Now that looks a little better. We're gonna add one. Boom. What I like to do here.
Well, is it like that because the one stone is out of this? Okay. Can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
This stone, is it like that because that one's out of, like, not in where it should be?
Right, right. And that's because I was trying to fix this line, and we're just going to equal space the rest. So once we fix this line to get it to look like it connects all the way down and completes the mitten, we're just going to equal space all of this in here without touching the side that we made straight. So right here,
Okay.
it looks like that because we only fixed this one line right here. And it
Okay.
I actually still got it connected because I want to show you something. So when I selected the stones, somewhere in here is a double stone. I've seen it as I was making the line. If I go back, if I click on the line, and go back a stone. Okay, it ain't gonna let me do that.
I saw it too.
Yep. So what I'll do is I'll just wireframe it, zoom in, and we'll see it. There it
Oh,
is. We can just click on it and get it out of there. Delete.
okay.
Get back out of wireframe, and boom. The other way that I was going to show you though, let's go back, is if you see it and it's part of your line, just change the colors. See, I clicked off of it. Hold on, let me just go back. There it is. You see it there?
Okay.
So when
Yep.
I added one more stone, you couldn't even see it no more. It blended in. Well, it won't. All right, let's just do it again. Let me take it back to where before I did the line. All right, here we go. I think I might have just skipped one, or it might already be there. Let's say you grabbed all of your stones like this. You gotta go down to in the dip. All right, you did equal space. Boom. Right here, I'll just change the color. Boom. And even wireframe to see. Okay, I thought I saw a double up, but I must have, as I was selecting them, skipped one by accident.
Okay.
When you skip one by accident and then you add one, you'll see where they don't quite line up, and
Right.
you'll be able to see it using your wireframe, or just change the color because the one that you missed will still be purple. You know what I
So
mean?
the wireframe is just making everything like just a line.
Yeah, yep. Just so you can
Okay.
see your lines. So I want to do it one more time so you can see. I'm gonna skip this one. And sometimes with all these dots on the screen and you zoom it in and out, you know, you may miss your placement and be like, okay, did I forget to? Which one was I on? Hover over and you'll see, okay, I got that one, I got all of those. Because if you hover over this one, you no longer see the crosshair. So that's how
Okay.
you can double check, like, okay, I got that one, that one, that one. Let me hold shift and get this one. Continue holding shift, get this one, and that one. I'm on equal spacing. Boom. You can see the double up there, but I would just find it
Yep.
easier to change the color. Boom. Add in the stone you need. Boom. Shift and clear the path now. And then you can just go in there and delete that one that doesn't match. This purple little fella right here. That's Corel Draw for you. Let's
I've
open it
never
back.
had that happen before.
Yeah. Let's see here. You know where you got it saved at, so we can go right back to that. We probably didn't save it for the past 10 minutes.
No.
So that's okay. That's okay. We got it saved in a recording. That right there, that got on my nerve. Okay. So that was the only one you was working on. That's cool. Okay, so it was pretty saved. Okay. Okay, not bad. That's that new Corel Draw with the auto save on it then. They done made the auto save better. So we're just gonna delete that line.
Thank you to the new update.
For sure, for sure. I'm gonna click on one, click on TRW. We're going to click on all of the same size and color and just change those to the same color. Boom. All right, now is where I got my definitive line. And as you can see, in order to make it look right, look like we may have to start right here. Let's see if we can get 4 stones in there using these 3. Equal space, add a stone. That's kind of tight. Let's go back. Let's let that be the first 3 row. And let's start with 4 row here. Okay, shift and clear the path. I don't worry about it. Any of that right now. I'm just trying to get my row down. You know, this one needs to be tucked in just a tad bit. And then bring this one out. Boom. So I'm trying to keep this row as clean and straight as possible down into this row. So I'll probably do my equal spacing from this row. Sure enough, I'm going to equal space. Instead of equal spacing the whole row, I'm going to equal space this side. Boom. Equal space the next row up. Boom. And I'm only taking it from that center line, from that line piece that I just made. Now I'm gonna do the other side so that it doesn't look all like it's just going straight across. So sort of to say, make these fit that side and those fit the other side. They're still gonna look pretty good, but they now to look like this circle is merging but not crossing over into the other. Like, and I'll probably take this one here now. We'll still fix this one, but I just saw this one. It was like, let me fix it now. And I'll just equal space it down as far as I can go to give me some space between those two. So I'll probably go down. And I'm looking to see, like, if it was to put another stone in there, would it overlap any one of these on the side? So the more I go in, the closer they get. I'm going to just stop like right here and see what that gives me. That's equal space. Let's go back. Let's try that again. I like to zoom in and make sure I don't miss one. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's equal space at 9. Not bad. Shift and clear the path. I went down. I had tried to go in down like 13 though. Like I was more so down in here, and the software might have said, "Okay, now you're doing too much." I try to gauge it because this line that we're creating right here, as it gets closer and closer, as it turns, it'll easily do something like this. Where, let's get that out of there. And now let's equal space it to get rid of that gap. The old me used to try to do the whole row. And when you try to do the whole row, that squiggly line pops up like, okay, yeah. Why are you going in so far? They're going to collide with the other ones. You know?
Right.
All right. Let's go back up here. And let's see if we can get it to look a little better. So I got my line right here. And that looks good. The equal spacing, I'll probably equal space this row. Boom, that looks good. I'll probably equal space this row, but don't delete them because one goes up, one goes down. That's where the curve first starts at. Boom. Let's see if we can squeeze one in there. No, let's go back. That's cool. I'll probably delete this one and equal space this row here. Yep, add one. Boom. Okay, looking better already. And I think just looking at it, we can squeeze, let's squeeze one in there. It looks like it can fit. Okay. Boom. That's visually, that's good to me. Any closer than that, like with multiple lines, when you go to weed it, it's gonna tear on you.
Right.
So you'll see one day you're gonna be like, I want 4 rows. I don't want 3 rows. I want 4 rows. You'll spend the time doing 4 rows, you know, and then you'll go to cut it. Then you'll go to weed it and be like, okay, I'm gonna do 3 rows because 4 rows was too close because the rhinestone flock is just gonna rip up on you. But trust me, it's a learning curve that we're all going to go through because if you're like me, I want my designs to look as pristine as I can get them, and I'm willing to take the chance to see if I can cut it out at times, you know?
Yep.
Especially when you get into working with SS6 stones. I'm just equal spacing that up, try to get rid of that gap. That looks good. Can we add one in there? It's gonna be tight. That's not bad, but no, let's take it back. Shift, clear, and let's just equal space this line right here, and I believe we should be good. Boom. There we go.
Yeah.
A little smoother transition into from curve to curve. And it's just more deciding which curve you want to be the master curve, should I say? And then equal space of other ones to fill that space in.
Right.
But you definitely did pretty good over here.
The other thing you could do is with like right here, like make this your normal line, but then bring these into that.
Yeah. Yeah, do it the reverse way.
Where like it literally like this curve here stops with this.
Yeah. Yeah, like right here.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. And bring it, okay, yeah, bring it down to cross over this way. Yeah.
No, like leave this line.
Hold on, let me see, hold on. There you go, let me see.
So you leave these 3 and have them come down to meet these 3.
Yeah.
And then these lines here literally like stop with this in like intersecting with this line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see it. Most definitely I see it. When I first tried to complete that line though, um, what I was seeing was it looked like it was going to be a bigger gap. What we can do, I love these type of trainings. What we can do to see that line even better is we can come over here to our uh, freehand tool, and I like to use the 3-point curve. We can start our curve right here, bring it all the way down to this curve right here.
Right.
Let it go, and then actually make that curve to where you can actually see it visually. Boom. And I like to change the color of it. So I'll right click on aquamarine. And now you can see it vividly. Maybe I'll click on it and move it over just a little bit on that line. Boom. And now, if we followed it, can we double click on it and curve it again? No, we'll have to add a node to it, like right here. And then pull it in just a little bit. That way, there's no doubt. You
Right.
follow that 3 all the way down, and then these are just stair step down. Boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
Yeah. Good call. As you're seeing it, I want my trainees to be able to see it because it's 9 different thousand ways to do it.
Right.
Once you start getting
And
the
you know,
hang
that's
of,
just, so I don't know if you know what I don't know if you know what I do for another business. Like my full-time paying job is I own a nail salon.
okay,
So it literally is just me in the room. Like here's my wall of colors.
yes,
And so like it literally is just me in here. Like my pedicure throne is over there.
right,
So like I'm very detail oriented. And so
see,
that's where all of like my creativity like comes from. And I do all sorts of crafts.
rhinestones on a smaller level.
Yep. So like I do diamond painting. Like during COVID, I did a lot of those. I paint paint ceramics. Like I like the bigger like pieces that you'd stick like outside. I don't like the little knick-knacky shit that goes on your counter or your bookshelf or whatever in your house.
Right. You're doing wall
So
art.
yeah, so that is like my mom always says, like, you like the tedious nitpicky shit.
Yeah, for sure. When you first said nail salon, I'm thinking of the little space. Hold on, let me see here. Okay. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking of the little nails or what? That big?
Yep.
And you're designing pictures and art, that people are
Yep.
wearing on their nails. So you're gonna do great with rhinestones because that's even smaller than what I work
So
with.
that's why I, like when I talk about being like anal retentive and like, attention to detail, that's where it comes from.
Yes. So you worked with SS2 and SS3 rhinestones? Yeah, okay. Okay, you're a beast. And you gotta glue those on. Like they don't have Hotfix backing on them, right? You gotta actually
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you ready. You ready for this. You were born ready. Let's just say it like that. Okay.
Oh. So yes, that's where my whole background comes from and being like picky, and that's why my brewer logo is the way it is.
Right. It looks good. All right. So I can see that you you fix these lines right here very, very well. Like, you
Yeah.
know, it does take some time, position them in and then just clicking one by one and doing an
Yep.
equal trace. I'm gonna teach you, but then hey, you may use it, you may not, but it's definitely helpful. Check out what I'm about to do. I'm gonna
Okay.
right click on this blue and we're gonna lock that so we can't move it.
Okay.
Lock, boom. I'm gonna highlight all of these stones here and we're gonna delete them. Boom. Right? What do you think I'm
Okay.
about to do?
I don't know. You're gonna fill in that whole spot, but I don't know how you're gonna fill it in.
All right, we're gonna use our tool that we just learned today. You're gonna use it a lot to do separations. Is our freehand tool. Inside the freehand tool, we got freehand, 2-point line, Bezier, the pen, the B-spline, the poly line, and the 3-point curve.
Okay.
I use the 2-point line a lot and the 3-point curve a lot. We'll probably have to go through a whole training session on Bezier, B-spline, and polyline. I still haven't quite figured out the pen yet. But the
Okay.
pen is like more of a freehand of the Bezier, the B-spline, and the polyline. But I just don't like the pen. I'm better with the other three, you know.
Okay.
But hey, you might play around with the pen and be able to teach me some stuff. Like, hey, Ray, okay, so I was playing around with the pen, like, but hey, I don't like that pen. We're going to use our 2-point line, boom, and we're just going to draw a line from where's that? What happened?
Sorry, I was turning my volume up,
Okay.
and so I was messing with my screen.
Oh, I was like, hold on, I didn't grab the tool. So with our line, I like to start like hover over the design and find the edge. We're gonna grab it and click and drag it straight down. And let's go ahead and connect it to this node right here. It pops up and says node.
Yep.
And let's let it go. Boom. Now we can smart fill this part right here. Boom. And now let's place and fill. Let's see what a hatch fill will do just for that area right there. That way we don't have to, because you probably spent at least 10, 15 minutes going in there, recreating the curve and just getting them to look right.
Okay, hang on just a second. Let me see something here. Where are that's what I want. Where can I put okay, okay, now go. I was trying to move our screen so like I had a better view of what we were and you and us were over top of my design wizard.
Okay.
So I was moving there you no, we can put
Yeah.
it back up, but I was
Yeah. Okay.
moving us over to the side so I could see all of our tools.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay.
So remember, after you use uh the smart fill tool, I always like to go back to my selection tool. That way I know I
Okay.
have that smart fill tool deselected. Let's just
Okay.
do I always try to teach my students this. Deselect everything. Give your brain a second to think for your next step. Even if you got to click back on what you just deselected, at least give your brain a second to say, okay, I just did that part. I just did the smart fill. What I want to do next? Okay, I want to fill this. Click on it. Decide which fill you want. Make sure everything is set. Let's switch it to the inside. Add stones. Let's hatch fill it. Clear the path. merge overlapping stones, and deselect. We're going to zoom in and get rid of that smart field because we don't need that anymore. Boom. And you also want to remember to get rid of your line that you placed. So let's
So
go
you
in
just
here.
click on that and then delete it?
Yep.
Okay.
Boom. Now, using that method took seconds. And
Yeah.
it's nice and clean. And now you still got to use this part that you just did, and you still got to freehand it to match this part. But that's pretty simple as far as just dragging one, placing it here. And I like to zoom in. I'll zoom all the way in because you get a lot more control the more you zoom.
Yep.
Boom.
And I have figured out like the more zoomed in you are, the kind of more precise on where you can put something.
Fine tuning. You can fine tune it. The more zoom you zoom, the more fine tune you got.
Right.
Yeah.
Where like if you're farther out, you can only move something so far, but if you get really close on it, you can actually be more precise and bring it better, like closer to the line without going over it.
Right. Right. It gives you. I love it because it gives you so much more control. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to delete these two, this one and this one, because they were not on the line that I'm trying to
Right.
create. We're just going to hold shift. And we don't have to go all the way up, even though the old me, when all I would go from here all the way up. But here's what I was talking about. So if we go up to here, that those will curve around nicely. We go here, this curve might be too close to this one. And we know if we go here, it's going to overlap on that one. So when you're doing curves, the old me, I would have went all the way up to where I saw that the curve would start to curve too much and that it would overlap stones. But you would know because as you're trying to get it perfect, you're gonna be like, okay, you're gonna be able to gauge mentally what's too far, and then you'll be able to start tapering it back, like I learned to do. So I'm like, okay, I would have taken it all the way up. What's that? Probably 30 stones, 30 clicks. Now I'm
Right.
like, I really only need to go up to about here and then match.
See, and I don't even know that I would have went up that high.
Right. The what I learned though, the higher you go, the more space you retrieve from the space that's between the row. So
Oh,
visually,
okay.
because I've been doing it for so long, I can see like these are a little spacier than even these on the right side, and
Mm-hmm.
even higher up the line, they get a little tighter.
Right.
So the old me would have went all the way up. The new me is like, man, that's good. That's good. Visually, that looks good. Like, you know what I mean? Unless somebody is like, oh man, he could have put two more stones in that row. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to actually take another rhinestone person that is like, no. Why did he use four stones knowing he could have got six in there? And I'm like, hey,
We all design different.
we all designed we all designed different, and I love that part. Like I love that. Like I don't want anybody to take my training and to be like, no, I'm gonna do exactly what Ray said. Like, no, that's not what the training is for. The training is to teach you the software, give you the tools to say, oh, I love the line tool up, but I like this tool better. And then I believe there's another rendition of it down here, the connector tool. Like I've never used that. And then a parallel dimension tool, draw slanted dimension lines. So a lot of this stuff I haven't even played with until I needed to play with it, and then I learned about it as I went. So a lot of these what's this? Like an artistic media tool. Haven't touched it yet. The few times I did touch it, it was like, okay, nope, I ain't even ready for that chat. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's it's exactly what it says. Artistic media tool. Add artistic brush, spray, and calligraphy effects by using freehand strokes. And I'm like, yeah, that was that was too much for me because I was like, unless I'm going to have an actual drawing tablet and have a pen in my hand and I'm able to slowly do these strokes, trying to do it with the mouse, it just wasn't working for me. But
Those are
hey,
the ones that you need, like, it's like a spray can and you're like,
yeah,
shh, shh,
yeah.
shh.
But then you gotta set up the amount that it sprays, the flow of the spray, the shape of the spray, and get all of those dialed in, and then use it to the point to where you actually like the result. And I never liked the result, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna set aside a day and actually go in there because I've never done training on those. Like I've
Okay.
trained on all of these except for the pen. I did a little training on the pen and was like, I don't like it. I already know how to use the Bezier. I already know how to use the B spline. I like the polyline, like the 3-point curve. I don't even need to learn how to use the pen. Like, you know what I mean? Because the other ones are renditions of it. So, but I want to. I really do. Like, but in my attempts at it, it was like, oh, why use that when I can use this one and it works a lot better for me?
And I know how to use this one.
Yeah. We do the same thing. I'm just going up, maybe to there, even maybe to here. Boom. Because I can see it's not gonna interfere. Let's add one. Shift and clear path. Now what I would do from here is, as you can see, they get a little tight. I would um equal space, equal space, equal space, equal
Yep.
space, equal space.
And I think that's how I did mine.
Yeah. The old me didn't even see it, didn't even care that they was too close. But you realize that they're too close when you go to cut it out and you go to weed it. You're like, oh man, okay, I could have did that better. But you're gonna be fine with this happening, because then you'll just know, like, okay, I'm gonna take a few more minutes on my next design, and I don't like how that looks. Uh, but as I went along, I cut out tons of designs like this. I wouldn't even, I'd be like, man, I ain't about to fix all of that. I'll go down here and be like, I'm gonna fix this row right here, boom, boom, because they trying to have this shirt by Friday. I'm gonna fix this row right here, boom, boom, like, you know what I mean? And then when you cut it out and you successfully brush all the stones in and they're all there and the customer is happy, you're gonna be like, okay, yep, I could have did it a little better, like, you know what I mean? But if the customer is happy at the end of the day, you're going to be happy because you're going
Right.
to move right on to your next design and be like, okay, I'm going to spend 20 more minutes on my next design. That customer is happy. I'm going to move right along. That was just me. You may be more OCD and be like, nope, I'm not even going to be like that. Every design going to take an hour, hour and a half. Like, you know what I mean? And it's going to be perfect from the beginning. But hey, that's not always the case. People are going to rush you and they're going to be flashing the money in your face like, oh, I need it by Friday, 6 p.m. And you're going to be like, I got all these other orders. I'm going to get it as good as I can get it. Because even if we fix this part right here, this part really isn't that bad. They're kind of close, but
Aesthetically, yeah.
it's going to be shining so much on the shirt, it's not going to look like an imperfection.
Right.
Yeah, we can't leave this part like this right here, or this
Right.
part like this, but these stones being that close, it would totally depend on my time. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, it would totally depend on my time because watch this. They're so close. Watch the minimal difference that it makes.
Hmm.
Oh, it's about to shut. Oh, there it is. I mean, I hit it twice. You see. Let me deselect. Oh, let me actually go back. Okay, there we go. I hit it twice. And delete this line. Boom. That's the line I fixed. This one isn't fixed. This one isn't fixed. And this one isn't fixed. It's so minimal to me. It would really just depend on time. Like, you know what I mean? And is this a $75 shirt or is this a $50 shirt? I mean, I'm sorry, like, you know what I mean, that it has to be like that sometimes, but you're gonna pick and choose your battles. Like, you know what I mean?
Time is money.
And if it looks good, it looks good. And I'm be like, all right, let me just fix this row. I'm almost done with this. Like, move on to the next one. Boom. And I get into doing it like this sometimes where I'm just grabbing the mouse, moving it and right clicking it because I'm just about to equal space 3 or 4 of these stones to get it to look good. Boom. We're going to equal space like this one right here. Take this row up this way. Boom. And I'll probably even for good measure fix this row right here. Boom.
Done.
And because it's just me, I don't like too many big gaps. I'll probably just see what this looks like if I can take it all the way over here, use the space of all of those and get one more in there. Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? I did it. And it doesn't look bad, but now I have to fix this row right here. Like, and I'm like, okay, I'll rather go back, shift and clear right here. Oh, click on the line, delete it. And I'm gonna just manually, visually move this one stone. Boom, zooming back. Okay, that's good. Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
I pick and choose. I pick and choose. That's why I wanted to show you, like, let's do it again. The other way I wanted to show you. So I showed you using the line, using the line tool. Before I learned about the line tool, I used to do it like this. You're gonna be like, okay, same difference, works just the same. This square, this rectangle, it has lines on the side of it. I grabbed it, I brought it right here to the edge, brought it down like this, boom, and then grab my smart fill tool. Because basically what you did was using this square, you cut off the rest of the section of that yellow. So when you smart fill it, it's only going to fill in that section. Same thing we did with the line. The first time we used the line and we used our line tool over here and we used this straight line and we separated that yellow by drawing a line through it. Boom. And then we smart filled it. So see how our line cut through it right there?
So you used the back of a triangle?
Yes, I used the side of a rectangle.
Okay.
Okay. Let me show you. Let's say so there's our line. We used our line to draw this line to separate this yellow. So now when we smart fill it, it's only going to fill in the part that we sliced off.
Okay.
All right.
So when you first started, you started using the rectangle instead of just the straight line.
Just a straight line.
Okay.
And of course, using the rectangle though, the straight line, what I realized is I'm able to slant the straight line in any direction I want to. When I was using the rectangle, I could only go straight up and down.
Okay.
Boom. When I draw my rectangle, you could only go straight up and down. So I was using that rectangle. Boom. I will probably go in there and color it like this just so I can see it and visually know, all right, I'll put a big box right there. If not, you probably won't see it because you'll forget you put it there. But now I'll be like, if I smart fill this area, it's going to smart fill it with those divots in it.
Yep.
You want to delete those first. Boom. Boom. Smart fill. Now the smart fill clean.
Got it.
Let me show you those. So I was using all type of stuff to separate stuff with.
Okay.
So that was my square. Let's say I'm gonna use a circle this time. Let's say I wanted, for whatever reason, I wanted a circle right here that's gonna say Ray Jr. or whatever on the mid.
Yeah.
Boom. But then I wanted that to be chopped out. So now I got that circle right there. I can use my smart fill tool and it's not going to smart fill that circle. So now I got, let's nudge this out. Now we got, boom, a mix. Nudge it out. Oh, still on one. Still on one. We got to change it to 15 and remember to save it. I'll save it for you down here in the setting.
I was just gonna say, how do you save it?
Right here, this little save design wizard settings in the bottom left-hand corner. Nudge that out. Boom. Now we got omit 10. Like, we can delete this little part right here because we know that was the white that we placed there so that I like to.
You could put a text in there.
Yeah. But as I got more and more experience, I told you, I rarely try to delete anything. I'll nudge it off. I'll nudge it 3 or 4 times left if I got to. And then I'll just make my workspace bigger. Oh, we already at 100. So I'll just right drag all of this back into my workspace. And then I want to keep, oh, we locked that. You got to remember, when you lock stuff and then you move stuff, that lock part is still going to be down there locked. So let's Control Z it back. Right click on it. We got to zoom in. There we go. Right click and unlock our blue.
So you can, even though you lock something, you can still unlock it.
You can unlock it. You'll find yourself locking and unlocking, especially when you're trying to get to an object that's surrounded by another object and you're not trying to just click on it because you're trying to select more than one thing.
Okay.
So that's what that's good for. Like, let me just delete that and delete this. So say, I'm gonna fill it back in real quick because I like that look. Let's grab this 2-point line. Boom, from that edge to this node. Boom, separate them. Smart fill tool. Boom. With the smart fill tool still activated, you can jump right into place and fill and do your hatch fill. Clear the path, merge overlapping stones. And then I'll just go in there and delete my smart fill. Let's change that color to the same as everything else. Boom. And then remember, let's go in there and get our line out of there. Boom. You're going to learn quick ways. You're going to come up with your own quick ways to fill stuff up. You know, you may even, let me show you. I want to take this one design and just show you everything that I can see right off the bat to help you to design quicker and to design more effectively. We're going to do our 3-point curve again. We're going to do your idea. We're going to take it from here. Let's curve it this way.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the other way I was thinking, where you could do it where So I don't know if you realize this, but you know, it's Milwaukee Brewers.
Okay.
So if you scroll this back out,
It's an
you
M in
see,
there.
where's my mouse
Oh,
at?
it's an M and a B.
Correct.
Okay. That's dope.
So somebody way back, so how I know this is we were talking about it, and they had often they do like design competitions and stuff where people can submit designs.
Yeah,
And way back in the day, this was a design that somebody had submitted for the Brewers.
that's dope.
And so this is the M is the top of the mitt, the B is the thumb in the center, and then the baseball is in the middle.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, I would have never seen it unless you just pointed it out.
So once you see it, it's kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. I see that.
Right, for sure. Let me see here. So we cut that circle off there.
Yep.
But then if we smart fill it, all of this is still connected. You can visually see that, right? So
Yeah.
what I would probably do is I would go ahead and
Cut that off.
wait a minute. That was a smart fill. Let's go with our we can use a 2-point line or a 3-point curve. I'll just use a 2-point line to keep it quick and simple. Boom.
Cut those apart.
Yep. That way.
So would you cut the other one on the other side?
This one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, or even going straight across like the other two.
Right, like this one, this way.
Yep.
Yeah. And this
So
is
you'd have that
before.
whole, it's like all visually.
Yep. So this is before we're even doing our stones. So we can say, I mean, that looks good. We're gonna try it. Because now we're creating a curve from here that's gonna curve around and curve like this. And
Yep.
then these will be separate and that'll be separate. Let's see. Take our smart fill tool, let's fill it in. Boom. With it still on the smart fill, let's go jump straight into the place and fill. And then everything is set up and let's island fill it. Let's clear the pad, merge overlapping stones. And then I'll go in there and delete my smart fill. I don't need that anymore. Boom. I'm not going to delete my other lines yet because we need our smart fill tool now to smart fill this section, this section, this section. Boom. I'm gonna weld all of those together. And then let's do a quick hatch fill to see what it looks like. Clear the pad, merge overlapping stones, and change the color. Come on, don't tell me I was moving too fast. Corel. It's not even just Corel. It's a mixture of us being on Zoom, and I'm controlling your screen through remote. So
yeah.
Look at this. Look at this. Let's see. Okay, man, because I haven't hit that save in a while. So for it to have this still available for us, that's makes me want to upgrade. Makes me want to upgrade.
Well, this is my thinking behind things is I don't want to have to. So the way I was raised is like, don't buy cheap shit.
Yeah.
So I buy like the newest thing and then I don't either ever have to replace it, or I purchase like furniture, like I buy like actual wood furniture.
Right.
So I mean, a lot of times we'll go to the Amish and actually buy like handmade wood furniture pieces because, yeah, I might spend a little bit more, but I'm never going to have to replace it.
Right. It's going to last a lot longer
Right.
based on
And
the
like
quality.
with this, it's like, okay, well, I might as well spend the $50 extra. I mean, I'm spending $800. Why not spend 850 and buy the newer version of it and not have to upgrade?
Right. For sure.
Than buying the 18 and wishing like, damn, I wish I would have bought that, spent the $50 extra and bought the newer version of it.
Yeah, for sure. See,
So like I bought a heat press from I don't know, was it whatever. It was from like the not Rhinestone World, the Heat Press Nation or whatever.
E-Press Nation, yeah.
And I bought 16 by 20. Like I bought the one I wanted. And my
Yeah.
husband was so mad. He was like, "Well, you didn't ask." I'm like, "Come again?" He's like, "Well,
Right.
you didn't ask me to buy it." I said, "And I'm never going to." I said, "I never asked you when I bought my Harley." I'm like, "No, I'm not asking you, and I'm not expecting you to ask me if you want to buy something."
Right.
And he's like, "Well," I said, "It's not going to happen. Like, we don't share finances. I have money, and I mean, I literally paid my $1,100 heat press off in like 3 months
Right. For
because I
sure.
did it. I bought it like with one of those Afterpay or Klarna or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
and I just made payments when I had my tips. I'd be like, okay, well, I'm gonna throw a couple $100 at it and be done and over with. And that's like, I'm not gonna. Why would I buy something? Like why would I buy furniture made of pressboard MDF crap when I can, and then like it warps or whatever, and then you have to rebuy it? No, I'm gonna spend a little extra, and I'm never gonna have to rebuy it.
Yep. See, I was one of those people that learned as I went. So, perfect example, my first pool table was a MFD was one of those boards. I
Yep.
got it from Sears. It was like $5.99. I was like, oh yeah, I got my first pool table. Well, it was in a hot basement, and over a few years it warped. And I went out to go buy my next pool table, which I actually went to a certified place that sold pool tables and
Yep.
realized like, okay, you want a good table, you're going to spend at least 1,500 or more. We're talking about
Yep.
even on a used older table. So I paid my 1,500, and this table was slate.
Yep.
All I can say is when I got my next table, I was able to sell that table, you know what I mean? Because it still had profit to it and it wasn't warped, and that table was going to be good forever. So I learned
See, and
as I went.
if you would have spent the $1,500 originally,
Yeah, I would have still had that original table, didn't have to buy another one.
you'd have still had $600 in your pocket, and you'd had a good table to sell on top of it.
Right, right. So wait a minute. I learned with rhinestones as well. So when I first got started, I was buying bags of rhinestones, the cheapest I can find them, and in a few months, the glue would fall off the back. You buy high quality rhinestones, no matter how long you store them or uh how you handle them. Look, perfect example. Look, that's glue. That's glue that doesn't have a stone on it because the glue has fell off the back. Now I probably had these stones 5 or 6 years, but essentially, essentially, those are trash. They trash because you're gonna spend longer, more time hand placing the stones that didn't have backing when you could have just threw those away and brushed in stones that were good. I've learned
Yep.
trying to thinking I'm saving money, when you're not actually saving money if it's taking more time and more effort and more stress, you know?
Yep.
So those were probably sitting on my desk and I was looking at them and it was like, okay, I'll I'll use those stones as filler stones. So when I need one stone here, one stone there, you know, it's still a headache. I'm telling you, the tricks of the trade. If you got a bag of stones and you see the backing come off of 2 or 3 of them, you might as well scrap that whole bag because as you're brushing in stones, the backing is going to be coming off. You're
Yep.
going to have all of these black dots that you're going to try to pick up so that they don't press into the garment. It's a nightmare. Like, so when I first got started, I was grabbing my colors, merging them together, using one feel on everything. As I got better, I was like, okay, let me start sectioning it off. Because I want this side to curve. I want these to be different. Because as you see, you had problems or issues right here. But if we do it like this, it's so much more quicker. But you wouldn't know until you know.
Right.
So much more quicker to just do those 3 separately, weld them
Now
together.
what button did you just press?
The one right here in the middle, the
Okay.
same select same color. Because
Okay.
all 3 of these are the same smart fill color.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna weld all 3 of them together. And then place and fill and hatch fill. Clear the path, merge overlapping stones. Then
Boom.
I'm gonna go in there and delete my smart fill. Boom, we got that section done. I want to smart fill the other section. I like just jumping in. Island fill, clear the path, merge overlapping stones, and then I'll change my stone color. It's just
So
quicker like that because I know I teach you to deselect, but if you already have that from jump, trying to delete all of those at the same time. There it is. And delete this too. Soon as you smart fill it, it's already selected. Boom, it's ready. So I'll jump in the place and fill, island fill, clear the path, merge overlapping stones, and then deselect and go in there and just delete it. Versus the way I was traditionally teaching you was to fill it, deselect, take a second, think about what you want to do. With that smart fill tool, as soon as you use it, it filled the color in. Now it's waiting for, okay, I filled the color in. What you want to do next? So that's almost the exception because it's already ready for you. And it's quicker to just
right.
if you're using it to do anything with stones, it's quicker to just to do it like that, in my opinion. Okay, shift and clear the path. I felt like, huh? Did we not? I thought we had.
We did.
I thought we had
We did.
circled. Oh, we did. We did. But okay, so here what happened. It's all one piece. So let's try it like this. We did it last time. Let's take this piece right here. I'm gonna hold shift and click on that, and we gotta trim
Move it
that
to the
through there.
front.
Let me see. Did that work for us? If not, then I'm just nudging it down. Okay. Nope. I mean, it did. but it's still all one piece. Regardless of how we do it, it's still all going to be one piece because it curves from here all the way back and meets right there. So even if we slit it right here, it's still all going to be one piece regardless. So that doesn't help us with this side of how we were trying to do it. It may have worked the other way if we would have cut it this way. Yep. All right, look. So we would have cut it the other way. Yeah.
I see what you're saying, because it would have blocked it off.
Right. It would have, and then this piece would have just been by itself, and then the whole mitten on the outside would have been one curve.
Okay.
Like if we took this line instead of using it like that, we can actually, I'll use a straight line, 2-point line, boom. Don't even curve it. I'll just bring it straight like this. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
And then, boom. There we go. And then place and fill, island fill, merge overlapping. Take one design and do it 9 different ways, you know, and I'll come out with pretty much the same result. That's what I'll be
same but different.
Same but different.
So
that's what I'll be wanting people, huh?
I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna delete that line. I was gonna say, why wouldn't you leave that line there and then do the other piece? But you were actually zooming in to delete the fill color.
Yeah. Because we already have this piece serving as our line. We're going to change that to a different color. Boom. So now when we smart fill it, that cut right there should already be our line. Boom. So now we can just smart fill that part. So that aquamarine, I mean, that yellow was already cutting through it. So all we had to do was smart fill it. We didn't have to bring in another cut line like we did up here.
Right.
And what I like to do is I like to right click to get rid of the outline. That way we can easily see the other lines that we put in there that I forgot to delete out. I didn't forget to delete them. I just didn't need to delete them until now because they served as the cut for, so that the smart fill didn't go up into these areas. Want to use those lines to cut off areas and then use the smart fill to, you know, separate them.
Right. So had you deleted those lines, would it have just smart filled that same piece, or would it have gone all the way up?
Would have went all the way up because underneath all of the smart fill is still, all of our yellow is still connected.
Okay.
Yeah. So we only use those lines to decide when I smart fill it, I don't want it to go up in here. I don't want it to go up in here. I don't want it to fill in all the yellow. So let me separate this yellow by taking the razor actually and just slicing it. Boom. Slice this piece and slice that piece. Smart fill it. Use the smart fill to create your rhinestone path, and then just delete the smart fill because we were only separating it. We're gonna island fill, clear the path, merge overlapping stones. Man, not bad. Still maybe a little work to do, but imagine if you would have used all of those tools like that, it would have probably saved you 20-30 minutes of work, you know?
Yeah.
This steel right here didn't come out perfect, but
it's a quick fix.
Gives you a visual. Like, oh, do I want to equal space it? If I equal space all of this right here, then I got to equal space all of this right here.
Right.
And I just decide to, and this is just design preference and visually what you see, can I just, boom, do one row right here? And me, the old me would have moved all of those stones. The new me is like, I'm gonna just get rid of this row. Might not even get rid of it. I might just grab all of these. As you go along, you're gonna be like, yeah, I can do that, but what I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna grab all of these and just move them up and in just a little bit. Move them into these. So like, boom. So where they're like staggered. Boom, 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 boom,
So
boom.
right now that they're selected, you can, how do you grab, you just grab a hold of one and move it up?
Yeah, yeah. So now that
Okay.
they're all selected, say I wanted to, I know I selected them in a row. Boop, 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 boop.
Mhm.
I can hold shift and now grab this one and
Yep.
then equal space. And I just completed that line. Now
Now, can
hold,
you, is there a way to duplicate that line and bring it down into the next row?
you getting now you getting it. You see what I'm saying? So as you go along and you just start realizing, like, hold on, man, there's easier ways to do this stuff. It's all still selected. We're gonna just grab it, drag it, and try to position it pretty good and let it go. So we still have to fix a few rows, but not the whole thing.
Right.
And when you're doing it yourself, you'll have more control. Me trying to control it like this doing remote, made it just a little difficult, but you'll have a lot more control.
Okay.
Let me show you something else though. So say that little piece right there is giving you a hard time, and you like, man, I don't even want to try to squeeze those in there like that. This is a little bit advanced, but I believe you're ready for it. So I'm gonna just jump right in, okay? You can always, like, we did all of this so fast, right? You can always be
Mhm.
like, all right, I did that so fast. I'm gonna just have to redo that over because I'm trying to get this one part right here to look right, right? Now I know this is the brewer's logo, so you don't want to change it up too much. But let's just say right here, it's giving you such a hard time right here. You're gonna say, I want that to be a little thicker. We're gonna add 0.0 no, let's go 0.01. No, I'm gonna go 0.002. My bad. 0.002. To the outside, one island,
Mhm.
no stone. We're gonna hit island fill. We can't visually see it. Let's wireframe it. It gave us that much more space. So I did
Mm.
an island to the outside. Let me go back. Let me
Okay.
change it to pink. We're going to change the outline to, we're going to take the outline off. There you go. That's how much more space that we gave our design. Now, if we take this pink, hold shift and click on the gold and weld it together, we just gave ourselves that much more space. Come on, zoom out. We just gave ourselves that little teeny bit more space because we did a outline, a contour of 0.002 to the outside. I'm gonna do
So
it
you just
again.
didn't put any stones in it.
Yeah, just didn't put any stones in it. I beefed
Okay.
up this golden by 0.002 to the outside. Let's do it again. Click on it. I'm gonna set it up. Let's go 0.1 now. 0.1 is a little thicker, and you'll be able to tell that nah, that brewer's design don't look right, but I just want to show you. Boom. gave us that more. Look how much more space it gave us on the edges.
Right.
How much thicker it'll make it. We hold shift, click on the gold, and weld it together. Oh, I didn't click on it. There it is. And weld it together. Boom. It still doesn't look bad, but
Right.
a true Brewers fan might be like, nah, that glove look a little weird. It look thicker. Like, you know what I mean?
So almost like you could do that to just the outside of it and make this 4 rows like the middle.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So I just want to see. I like playing around to visually see what I can get. So instead of using island fields, I just want to be I'm just curious to see what it would look like if we just hatch field that go clear the path, merge overlapping stones. Not bad, but it's I love using hatch fields, by the way. It's stair stepping, you know.
Yep.
I like it though. That's my style. Like, cause I like the fullness of the left to the right, left to the right. You know what I mean? I love that
Yep.
look, but then I love the curvature of the island field. So it's each his own. But look at this area right here, flawless, flawless flow into each other by using the hatch field. Yeah, we can add one more stone to this row for these 2 rows right here, but it did it flawlessly, smoothly
Yep.
too. So
Yeah.
gotta fight your battles, like you know what I mean. You can use one or the other, or conjunctively use them both. If you conjunctively use them both, you're going to I wouldn't say give yourself a lot more work, but now you gotta uh decide how you want your curves to blend in with your straight lines.
Right. Okay. So quick thing. So tell me how, so when we save this, it's saved as, this is my phone call. So it's saved as a file for CorelDRAW.
Correct.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me have control of my screen. Can you do
Okay.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm going to move this over here. So when I go to file and like save as, right here,
Yes.
it's as CorelDRAW.
You always want to leave it as CorelDRAW when you're saving files in CorelDRAW.
Okay. So then let's do okay, let's just save this. And then when I hang on. So then when I go to Cricut, and I'm going to do my canvas to bring this in and cut it.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to upload.
No, no, no.
Oh,
No, no,
what?
no. Okay, it doesn't work like that. So
Okay.
The design space is its own separate software that doesn't read CorelDRAW file save format. What you have to do is you have to go back. Let me request remote control again.
Okay. Go ahead.
inside your Corel Draw. And that's only because you have a Cricut cutter that cuts out
Okay.
Cricut files. If you had
Okay.
if you had an industrial cutter, you'll be able to send this to the cutting software for it to cut out. So what we got to do is we got to convert this into something that Cricut will understand. So
Okay.
we can click here. Say we just want to do the mitt for now. We're going
Yep.
to select all of that same color. We're going
Yep.
to come to our templates, and we're going to, I like using, we can do the TRW magic separator. We can do vinyl overcut. You don't want to double cut it because then it's going to cut it twice, but magic separator works and vinyl overcut. I use vinyl overcut stone 2+ cut more than anything. I just learned about the TRW magic separator. So vinyl overcut stone 2+ cut, it gives you this. Now what you want to do is, what I do that saves me a lot of time and frustration is, on this page, I size it up so that I can just quick reference it. The size for this is too big. Because unless you have a 15-inch vinyl cutter or
No.
the 24-inch vinyl cutter, this is
No.
too big.
It's 12 by 12 is my mat.
Yeah, so it's 11.65, 685, and I believe with the mat, the max is like 11.5. Have you
Okay.
stretched it? Have you stretched it yet? Have you cut more than 11.5 inches in width?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, because even with my industrial cutter, it's, if I'm using a 12-inch sheet, I'm only able to cut out 11.6 because the roller's on the side.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just go back, and we're just going to make this a little smaller.
Click on mine. What does mine say?
Oh, yours is good. 11 0. So we'll use
Yeah,
your,
because I can cut mine on a 12-inch wide and then do the 24 length mat.
yep. Perfect. I only grabbed that one color that I want to
Okay.
show you. We can grab the whole thing, and if we grab the whole thing and we did our templates, vinyl overcut, stone 2+ cut. If you right click it, it's going to mirror the vinyl parts, and it's going to keep the rhinestone parts straightforward. So if you were to cut this out in vinyl, now you have your vinyl outside and your vinyl inside, and then you have your rhinestone part here. What I do
Interesting.
is,
Okay.
now it's 11.479 by 12.488. I like
Okay.
to, either if you got a notebook or something, you want to write it down to where it's 11.477, I believe, times, I always got to go back and check, 11.479 by 12.488. 11.479 times 12.488. So now all I can do, I'm gonna save this, and I have it right there on my document as a quick reference. So I like to center it, because I'll be sharing a lot of my files. So I just be wanting them easy to be able to understand. So let's center it. Now you don't need to copy the sizing, but you need
Right.
to export this part. So we're going to export the yellow box. Boom. I'm going to export it. What I like to do is, this is a separate folder. I name these ready to be cut files.
Okay.
So I have my templates. And this is just me. You might name yours totally different, one that works for you. But I name mine like templates to be cut, and then ready to be cut. So all of my templates to be cut, in my mind, that's me in there designing all my templates. Once the templates move from the templates folder to the ready to be cut folder, this is where I would have a separate folder that says brewers Cricut files or brewers SVG files. That
Okay.
way, when you export it here, you're going to export brewers stone glove. When you export it, you're going to export it as an SVG, but save them differently than your Corel Draw files because they're different. So here I would have a whole new folder that says, I'm trying to give you a name that you can remember, Stone Designs Ready to be Cut for Cricut, like, or whatever, like, you know what I mean? Ready for Cricut. My bad. But also inside of this folder, you have folder for each and every design. So for Stone Designs Ready for Cricut, I'll start a new folder, and then this would be like Brewers Mint. Because you may do this one full like this. You may do another one with an outline. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I will name this one Brewers Mint. Then the next one, say you did another one, you will name it Brewers Mint Outline. That would distinguish in your mind. Okay, I did one that was full and one that was an outline. Okay. I'm just trying to get your mind wrapped around your Corel Draw.
How to save them.
Yep, your Corel Draw files or your Corel Draw files. After you get done creating in Corel, you want to export them to be uploaded to Cricut. So I just pretty much created that folder and subfolder for this one design.
Okay.
So inside my files ready to be cut for Cricut folder will be 100 different folders with each design I done made that I done sent to my Cricut. That makes it easier for me to distinguish, okay, I need this mint file for Cricut. So now let's go to Cricut. Boom. And I believe it's in your documents. Stone Designs Ready for Cricut. Our brewer's mitt. And there's our brewer's glove right there. We'll open it up. Boom. Now it's ready to be cut. It's loaded into Cricut as an SVG file. We can continue through all of this. Upload.
I think I have a stone that's double. Do you see it?
Yeah, right here.
Yep.
Yep. That's a simple fix, though. We'll go back to Corel Draw. Deselect. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. There it is.
Where?
Right there. See it?
No. Oh, yeah.
Look like it's triple. Let's wireframe it. Boom. Uh-oh. Let's enhance. Zoom, 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 zoom. Boom. See, we had to zoom because it was trying to select all that yellow. There we go. Now that we got that, we'll have
So
to
then do we
save
have to
it.
resave it?
Resave it, yes, ma'am. Don't get the text. We don't need the text. It's only there for reference. And then I just click on this one and then just override the save like so. Boom. Go to our Cricut. Let's delete this one because that one's no good. Let's go to
Down, upload.
upload. Yeah. Upload.
So
I'll delete
I was
this
gonna say
one.
delete that one.
But when you're growing up with in urban neighborhoods, you sometimes don't, and it's so close to the holidays, you don't know if it's a gunshot or you don't know if it's fireworks.
Fireworks.
I'd be sitting here like, oh man, what was that? I stay downtown Cincinnati. It's crazy down here.
You live downtown?
Yes. That's my girl. Right on time, like clockwork. Hold on, give me just a second.
Yep.
Hey, baby.
Hey, sugar, you caught me in the middle of a training.
No. Okay.
Oh, you didn't know because we just made it plans today.
All right, babe.
All right, I guess I'll catch you on your next one.
All right, babe.
Okay, sugar. Don't eat too fast. All right.
All right.
All right. Let's upload. That was a good catch to catch that double stone on this screen.
Well, it looked darker on even on the other one, and I was like, is it? Is it not?
Yeah. Good catch though. You got an eye for this stuff. I'm trying to tell you. Let it upload. So this right here is the part where you want to make sure that it's correct. 1149 by 12488, and I believe that's correct. I think as Cricut updates the software, they have fixed that issue. You used to drag in your SVG file and it didn't quite match right here. It might have said 11477 by 12489. Like it would skew the number off just one or two. But you want to make sure that those are exact to what you have in your Corel Draw. If not, your songs won't fit.
Okay.
We're ready. We're ready to hit make it. Your project would be saved to my stuff. I'll get it. I get it. Oh, this is new. Rhinestone Designs. Bing bong.
Yeah, those are just my files that I created.
Yep. This one of your files too? Come on. Oh, we got to title it? Okay. I tell people all the time, I only learn design space to help others. I do not use this on a daily basis at all. So since they upgraded and updated every 2 or 3 hours, it seems like it. Like, I mean, every time I jump back in here, every time I jump back in here, you got to give me a second to assess the screen and refresh my mind. Like, okay, what did they do new?
What cutter do you use?
I have a US cutter. It's an older model. I have a SC601 vinyl cutter. I'm about to take a picture of it and send it to you. Okay. I got it from US Cutter. It was like $200 something, like, you know, pretty much the same price as as the craft machines, but it's a actual full force industrial cutter.
Oh,
When I was doing my research, you know how you like, man, I'm going with the 16 by 20 instead of a 12 by 15 or a 15 by 15. I think I
right.
did so much research to where I didn't want to limit myself to 12 inches. So
Yep.
I've always had a 24-inch cutter.
Oh, nice.
And so that's like, I've had this one roughly probably about 2 years now. Before I had a GCC 24-inch cutter, so they're not like as costly as like a Roland or like a Graph Tech, but they have like uh, a whole site with dedicated to cutters. You got your
Oh, okay.
heat press from Heat Press Nation. I got this US cutter from a place called uscutter.com.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They got cheaper ones. There's a brand called Vivor. Vivor is
Yeah.
like yep, like the nicest Chinese brand out. Like, you probably find a 24-inch cutter for like 179, maybe 209. That's what my partner has downstairs. He has a Vivor, and once you learn how to operate and cut on it, they're twice as fast, if not 3 times as fast as a Cricut or a Silhouette.
Wow.
And you don't need cutting mats because everything cuts directly on the cutter because it has a built-in
Oh,
cutting mat or cutting strip.
wow.
See, look, how would you load all of your materials for this project? Without
On mat.
mat,
Yep.
on card mat, was just speaking of this, and I don't know. To each his own at this part right here,
Yeah, it's on mat.
on mat. Okay. So the rhinestone designs that you've done, you don't take the rhinestone flock off the backing, you just apply it with this backing directly to the mat.
No, I actually apply it. So I actually apply it on, I take the backing off and put it on a mat.
Okay. This is the first time I saw all of the circles like this. Oh, there.
Okay, so whoops.
This design had a lot of circles to it.
Yeah, so what it does is if you don't unite it or weld them, it will put them all out in a line.
Okay.
So you have to combine them and then it or unite them, and then it will put it into the, dang it.
Okay. It, if that doesn't work, then it was the way that I saved it as a SVG. It was a lot of circles. And sometimes even with my own software, I get so impatient, I move so fast. Something new.
Ugh.
It was the way I think it was the way I saved it.
Let me see if that worked. There we go.
Okay, okay. Because the way I just saved it was a totally new way that one of my other students taught me, to where you don't have to do the one method where I took the box and I trimmed the design through the box and then remember how we did it the very first time?
Yep.
This time was quicker because then you can just use the templates and then just click on it. And then I always size it for my own reference, but then also because I'm sharing files as well.
Right. So what I did is I just attached it.
Yeah.
I put a box around, put a box around it so it would highlight it, and then I just attached it.
Yeah. And it's
Okay,
ready to go.
So when we go back, so I'm just going to cancel this for right now, and we go back to CorelDRAW.
Okay.
And so with this, how do I grab a hold of that?
Come on now.
So do I hang on. Can I do the same thing with, because we're on a different screen where I don't really know.
Think about it. Think about it for 1 second.
Well, what I would really do, where is that at? Would I trace it?
Close.
Would I outline it and trace it and then just grab the centerpiece?
Nope, close. I'm gonna help you out with a hint. You accidentally deleted it at some point in time. So we need to.
Can I use the fill thing?
There you go. You got it. It's the next one. It's the next one down.
Oh. Smart fill?
Yes, ma'am. Boom. Now you got that object back. Remember? Oh, yep. You can jump straight into, yes.
Inside. Nope, back. Get rid of that. So essentially I would just grab a hold of that and then hatch fill it.
Yeah, hatch fill work.
So wait, I want the purple.
You're gonna change if you change it to purple now, you're gonna change the square, the object to purple.
Okay.
There we go. And
so wait, I think I actually did okay, so I went back and then okay, so to get rid of those lines. Okay, and then
you got it. You're just missing one step. I see what you're trying to do.
I need to get rid of this.
Here we go. There we go.
And then island fill. Okay, wait, why did it do that?
I believe it actually has to be 0.
Oh, 0. Okay. Island fill. Clear the path, merge lines. And then I'm gonna get rid of that.
Yeah.
So should I have changed the color before?
The purple.
Yeah.
You can do it now by selecting all of that same size and color and then changing it. But right before you do your island fill, you want to make sure that you selected your stone color before.
So this one?
That's same color. Like let me see here. When you're hovering over, let me show you something real quick. This will help you a lot.
Is that how?
When you're hovering over it and when you have the design wizard selected, you want to have it selected up here and you're hovering over it, it pops up. And it's also down here. It's at the bottom line. It'll say left click, same page, same color. Right here, the bottom line, all the way down here. When you're hovering over
yep,
it,
I see it.
left click, same color, right click, invert. If I hover over the other one, left click, same size and color. But I want to show you something.
Okay.
Because you got to remember, you got to always remember that they are two separate programs. That TRW is a plug-in for CorelDRAW. So if we have CorelDRAW selected here, you can see it's green right here in the top left corner. If we hover over anything in the design wizard, the pop-ups don't pop up because we're still in CorelDRAW, but we're just hovering over the design wizard. They pop up down here at the bottom. They always pop up at the bottom, even on CorelDRAW. When you're in CorelDRAW and you hover over something, you have to be actually clicked on CorelDRAW, hover over it, and it should pop up. But you got to make sure that you're in the software. Like you want to make sure, like when you're over here in the design wizard, boom, CorelDRAW is grayed out now over here. So it's just waiting in standby for you to wake it back up and say, all right, now I'm ready to do what I need to do in Corel. When you click over here, though, it grays out. And vice versa. When you click back over here, this grays out and you can't hover over anything and see the pop-ups, but it's always that guide down here at the bottom.
Okay.
But when you click on the design wizard, once you click on it, then everything will start popping up.
Got it.
Okay.
So
it took me the longest.
What?
It took me the longest to figure that out because I was like, oh man, where's my guides at? I can't see my guide. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is this button? What is that button? And I realized it when I'm clicked on Design Wizard and I hover over it, it'll pop up. If I'm not on the Design Wizard and I hover over it, I have to look down here for the bottom to see what's going on. All right.
So there's two ways to change colored rhinestones.
Yes.
These here.
Yeah.
These here. Or this.
These. Or these. Or even all of these.
Oh.
I just changed that right here. This little drop out, little box, little arrow.
Okay. Yeah.
I've changed it from 1 row to 3 rows of colors.
Okay.
So you can use whatever color that you see on the screen when it comes to choosing a color. It doesn't have to be in the design wizard because they are only limited to however many of these colors it is or however many of these colors it is. But you can choose from whatever you want to.
Okay. So as long as it's highlighted, you can change the colors. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
So that's what I was wondering with like trying to fix that and grabbing that centerpiece. So that centerpiece would be the filling, the autofill.
Yeah. What
Okay.
I would do is select one blue, and because we've only used those blue stones in there, I can select all of the same color.
Right.
Remember to click back over here on Corel Draw and then delete.
Okay.
What I would do to fix that, remember we got to smart fill it again because we deleted that area.
Yeah.
I'm gonna deselect it just for good measure. I'm gonna deselect the white. Reason why I did that is if we use 0.075, they're gonna be close like they were. Let's push it
Yep.
up to 0.085. Inside, add stones. Let's make the stone color this purple here. All right, so now let's click on our object and let's do our island fill. Clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. Now, as you can see, it got it even better. It got it even better. So it's less work that we have to clean up, but it's also not perfectly on the edge. It sits inside just a little bit more because we push
Right.
it up by 10 increments so that now it fits in there a little nicer.
Okay.
So we took it off of 0.75, bumped it up to 0.85. We want to play around with it even more. We can be like, what does 0.09 look like? Island fill, clear the paths, merge overlapping stones, and as you can see, it went in just a little more off the edge. But then it gave us a little cleaner in the inside. So now all we got to do is, I'll probably just fix this line right here by going 5 equal space, add a stone. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Same with this row here. Probably go in to there. Boom. I only need 1 stone. Boom. I mean, that's looking good, but the OCD in me is like, no, this line is supposed to match this line. So let me try to bring this one up. Like so. Boom. Okay, that's looking better. I feel better. I would probably equal space and get rid of the gap right here, all the way across. Boom. We're looking good. We're looking good. And right here, I'll probably, this one looks like it could use one in this row right here.
Yeah.
I'll start from right there and go down to about there. I can go there. Add a stone. And then since I can see it right here, this needs equal spacing. I'm gonna just equal space the middle and add a stone. Boom. I would probably get rid of these two. Nope. I'll leave them and equal space them from these 4. Because they look like they were already positioned pretty good, but they looked weird.
Yep.
Yep, I hit it 2 times, my bad. I gotta go in there and delete the line by itself. And now we were kung fu fighting. And now that looks good, doesn't it?
It was fast as lightning.
Not bad. It looks good. Looks good. Looks symmetric and parallel.
Mm-hmm.
Now what we can do. So now since we have, I think I've used too many colors. I think those are 2 different purples. Hold on. Let's delete. I'm not even going to delete it because we keep deleting it. We're going to click on the smart fill. We're going to hold shift. We're going to click on this white area here. Oh, we deleted that area too? Oh, that area is gone too. So Oh, that's cool. Let's just delete it. I was gonna combine them so that all of the white areas were white and still had the. I mean, we can do that.
Can we? I think it's the top. I think it's this color rhinestone.
Yeah. Yep. It's good. You're good and a fast, lightning fast learner. So what we can do now is we can actually highlight all of the colors. Boom. Go to our templates. We're gonna right click on vinyl overcut, stone 2+ cut. I'm gonna just minimize that for now. And what I would do personally, I would grab that ball and see if I can fit it right here. Right there then. Boom. And I would probably make this just a little longer.
Yep.
Boom.
So that it's on one mat.
Now it's on one mat, you know, save myself some flock time, energy, all of that. Move it on
Yep.
one mat. And then remember, we got to save this as an SVG file, export it and save it in a folder. And now this mitten is ready to be cut. But then you got to remember though, you start saving all your files, start saving them with the size dimensions. Whenever you're ready, you can start building that passive income by creating an Etsy. You know, you can't sell copyrighted images, of course, but everything else you can think of is free game.
Right.
You know, we gonna sell stuff like this for family and friends.
Right.
Because they're gonna see you with it on, and they're gonna want one. And you're gonna either choose to make it for free out the kindness of your heart, or you're gonna be like, girl, you know I accept donations, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? That way it ain't a sale. You know, it's not a sale. You know, if somebody wanted to be sly and try to come after you and say you sold this brewer shirt, and you was like, no, I didn't. I made it for her for free, and she gave me a donation. Like, you know what I mean? Big difference. I wasn't on the corner selling 50 of these. Like, you know what I mean? So they're gonna have to dismiss that in court. Like, you know what I mean? Like they go, I mean, that's how big this gray area is when it comes to, we see it every year, every football season, every baseball season. Like, you know what I mean? People are out there at the gas stations, you know, they're out there on the corners, they're out there at the stadiums, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell me that they out there getting caught up like drug dealers. Like, you know what I mean? They're not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the gray area is so big and so vast. Like,
hey, speaking of drug dealers, oh my god, I got the biggest kick out of your fucking post yesterday. Or maybe it was this morning.
Oh,
about I need a job and that
I ain't
doesn't
taking no drug test. Yeah. So sometimes, because I'm a social media influencer, biggest part of that word is influencer. I influence people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I will wake up some days and be like, oh man, I hate doing this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's just me being transparent with people to be like, you're gonna have days where you're like, oh my God, a 9-to-5 job would be so much easier than this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I like to express that with other people who are business owners who are trying to do this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Because we're not alone. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
I know I'm not alone, you know? So,
I've had several days lately where I'm like, you know what? I don't want to work anymore. I just want to stay at home and be crafty.
yeah, I want to stay at home and be crafty.
And my mom's
I'm
like, my mom says, well, that doesn't pay the bills. I said, well, it can.
it most definitely can. I'm living proof that it can. But here's what I went through the other day, though, which made me wake up and post that. You know, I have this customer who I'm 11 years in. So if if he if he saw me on day one and he's been with me 11 years, 11 years, a lot of things have changed. I wasn't doing design fees, like, you know what I mean, when I first got started. I was trying to get to the money, like, you know what I mean? All I knew was you charged them for the shirt. They said, yay, you made the shirt, you got your money. I didn't know that if they didn't have a design, that you had to charge them a design fee, that you were not supposed to spend 2 to 3 hours coming up with this concept for them for free, only charging them the cost of the garment. I did not know that. So as the years go along and you start to get more knowledge on how to actually run a graphics business, then you start being like, man, you want me to do what? Bro, I'm gonna need a $50 design fee. Like, you know what I mean? And then the people that are quote unquote grandfathered in because they've been with you so long, they're like, you ain't charged me a design fee last time. And you like, oh man, come on, man. Like, I ain't know no better last time. You feel me? So I got this individual, he likes to change stuff at the last minute. I'll be ready to hit print. I'll be ready to hit print, and he'll be like, oh, can you add this to it? And I'll be like, knowing that if I be like, bro, that's gonna be an extra $15, he gonna be like, why? Why is it extra $15? And I gotta go through all of this explaining. So yesterday I was like, man, if I had a regular job, I would go to clock in, sit down at my desk, put my headphones on, listen to my music, and do my damn data entry. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have to talk to no customers. I wouldn't have to close no sales. I wouldn't have to go back and forth with anybody. I would do my data entry, get up and go to lunch, come back from lunch, do more data entry, clock out, and my day is over. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I know some people who I don't call them robots because they're not robots, but they are essentially programmed to do repetitive job day in, day out, and they are self-worthy of that. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't gotta talk to no customers. I ain't gotta deal with no complaints or nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those type of jobs, I was like, oh, give me one of those, paying $36 an hour that an
it's one
AI
of those
computer can't do. They don't
It's one of
exist.
those things that people, you deal with people. Well, like with my job, I deal with people every day, and some days I'm like, if I have one more person,
Do this or do that.
Well, why do you do that? Well, I don't want you to do that. I'm like, me and my inner anal self, I'm like, you don't want to clip your cuticle? You want to leave like this nasty cuticle that your polish job isn't going to stay, and you're not going to have any time for wear? Like, really? That's how you want it?
Yeah, let me be the professional here, please. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
some days I just want to hand them the bottle of polish and be like, do you pay me to come in? You come in and pay me to do my job. You should have just stayed at home and done it yourself then.
Right. I mean, we can't, as much as I want to. And I admit my colleagues, my business partners or whatever, they tell me, Ray, you're so harsh at times, because sometimes I just be like, do I want to continue to deal with this customer for however many orders they have after this one? Or do I just want to woosah it out and just be like, okay, maybe this ain't the store for you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't
need to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if we did that to majority of our customers, we wouldn't have none. So we like to grit our teeth and go into professional mode. But I'm a social media influencer. For everybody out there that's watching me, like, yeah, we have days like this, and I'm gonna let you know, like, yo, man, because I wouldn't be real if I didn't, you know. I
Right.
don't want people to just come on to my platform and be like, oh, it's always sunny over there where Ray is, and it never rains or storms. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because that'll be false advertising on my end.
Well, and I've had people that, like, even this morning, the person that I did, she's like, I need to be more like you. And I'm like, well, that's why I was in high school. I was known as the bitch with the nails by the time I got to the senior year, because I was just done dealing with people's bullshit. Like, and
Yeah,
so now I'm just, it's one of those things, like, you want me to stay late, you're gonna pay me to stay late.
yeah,
I don't have a problem staying late, but you're gonna pay me $10 to $15 extra for staying late.
yeah.
My time is my time. I love the clients that are like, well, what do you mean you only work 7 to 5? The last time I checked, I don't take a break. I don't eat lunch. I literally am back to back with clients for 10 hours. Sometimes, like Monday, I worked 7 to 8 o'clock at night. I'm like,
Right.
do you work 13 hours and not get paid overtime? Do you not get paid vacations? Do you not get health insurance benefits? I'm like, because that's my job.
Right.
Oh, wait, and then I pay 10 grand in taxes. Do you pay 10 grand in taxes?
Right.
No.
Here, I always give people the Walmart scenario. It's the Walmart scenario. Like, do you go into Walmart and take something up to the cash register and be like, the price of this is it's say $3.99, but I only got $2. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the
I
the
don't care.
the barely trained Walmart sales associate is going to look at you and be like, she might be like, oh, okay, you
Well,
better
it's gonna be
figure it out.
421 with tax.
Yeah, you better figure it out because it's a line forming behind you, Miss Lady. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I take my break in 8 minutes. So like they do, like they care, but a small owned business, I'm sure you have people walking into yours all the time, knowing the price of nails, like, you know what I mean? And they're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I got $27.89. And I'm like, it's 32 bucks. Can I just pay you the rest next time? And I'm like, man, it's I wish the whole world worked like that, because then I'll be like, okay, here's some of my rent. Give me about a week or so, and I'll pay you the rest. Like, you know what I mean? And knowing that I can sleep good at night without getting evicted. Like, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, I just wish like that common sense was common for everybody across the board, whether it's milk, gas, eggs, rent, or something you're buying out of a convenience store. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That common sense part should be
Yeah,
common, but we can't
it isn't.
yeah, we can't fix people who have low comprehension.
Ray, we can't fix stupid.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that.
Big, we were not talking to you, Bixby. Oh my gosh. She said, I did not understand that. Oh my. What we're talking about can't fix stupid. Oh, that was spot on point right there.
Oh, that's funny.
I think we
All
covered a
right, sir.
lot today. I think we really covered a lot today. I try to go in depth on tools, shortcuts. I can teach people how to grab these designs and fill them all day and island fill or hatch fill, but that's only going to get you the beginner's way. You know,
Yep.
it's going to look good. You're going to be happy. You're going to be satisfied. But if you're really trying to get good, you want to hone down on understanding the tools and then knowing when to use them. And you show pretty good comprehension as far as the tools, the multiple tools. And hold on, for real, I just learned about that today. So you telling me we can do this? That's what it's going to be like once you learn the tools and be like, okay, I can do this with this. Let me try it. You're going to be jumping in there trying all type of stuff. Once you get it to
Yep.
work, you're going to embed it in your memory. Like, okay, I'm using that as a shortcut next time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cranking out designs at the speed of light. I'm serious. Like, I don't know, but that's me. That's my income. The more designs I can make, the more money I can create, passive and residually. So I just try to look at this software and be like, okay, how can I do it faster? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I already know how to do it. How can I do it faster, better, and more precise and get to the next design?
Right.
Not for everyone though. Like you say,
That-
I see you taking 2 and 3 hours on a design, but it's going to be perfect, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what's up.
Yeah. All righty, sir.
It's
I am
been
going to
time. I always have a blast when I'm on here with you. You're so receptive,
never
and I like that, you know?
You ain't never gonna know what you're gonna get with me, but it'll be real
Yeah.
because I ain't about to hide shit.
No need for sugar over this way, you know?
Nope.
They already try to classify me as a diabetic, so
Oh, I'm on that way too, but you're not as chunky as I am.
I cut all the sugar out. I mean, I cut sugar out to the point to where I cut it out so much to where I gotta sneak in every once in a while and pop a piece of candy. I don't have to take insulin or nothing. They put me on metformin for about a year, but I had lost so much weight by not, I'm checking sugar on everything. Oh, yep, that's got too much sugar in it. I can't eat that. I went on a sugar binge and I went from a size 38 down to a size 32. And I told my doctor, like, I'm not even taking that metformin no more. What do I need it for? Y'all told me I was diabetic because of weight, and now the weight is gone. Like, I stopped taking the medicine. They couldn't stop me. They couldn't tell me not to. And it's been a year now. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, my mother's overweight. We're just a big family, and my dad unexpectedly passed away from a heart attack last year. And so it's, I was actually in the process of doing bariatric surgery, and my husband's insurance changed. And it's like, like my bariatric surgeon was like, it's like the last form of discrimination. He said, somebody that's got heart issues, an insurance company isn't going to tell you you can only have one heart surgery, so make sure you choose it wisely. And I was like, He's like, there's not an insurance company that's going to tell somebody that has hemorrhoids that they have to do X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C before we'll do surgery to have your hemorrhoids removed.
Right.
He's like, people don't choose to be morbidly obese. He's like, it's not a choice. It's actually like runs in family people's history. I have like 6 people in my family that have had gastric bypass.
Right.
We're just a heavier family.
Yep.
My brother and my sister are tall and skinny like my dad was, and I am like tall but a spitting image of my mother.
Right.
It's like, no, I'm not choosing. Yeah, I'm choosing what I put in my mouth, but I'm not horrible choices. I'm healthy otherwise.
Right. Yes.
My doctor told her, my mom's doctor told her, you're probably the most healthy patient I have, but you're considered morbidly obese. He's like, it just runs in people's family. It's in their genetics and their DNA. It's not something you choose to be.
Exactly. Like my mom is type 2 diabetes to where she has to count her insulin and watch her sugar levels and stuff. And I may, have it hereditarily picked up that, but I'm floating by my own horn right now because I was so big that in my earlier YouTube videos you can see it. Like I was a lot bigger. after I changed my my diet, and I didn't change my diet at all for real. I just stopped drinking a gallon of fruit punch a day. You know what I mean? I stopped drinking pops and everything. I cut out all the sugary drinks. I was drinking Everfresh. I was drinking Kool-Aid. Like when I got thirsty, I was taking back 20 ounces of whatever sugary liquid I could consume. Like, you know what I mean? I stopped that, and weight start falling off of me. Like, you know what I mean? And when I
Yeah.
start feeling better, I was like, doctors are only medical practicing. Like, you know what I mean? They're not for sure. I'm like, I'm gonna stop taking the medicine because I just wanted to see. Here it is a year
Right.
later. I'm still watching what I drink. I don't watch what I eat. I eat what I want to when I'm hungry. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever my taste buds think of. I just don't drink sugary drinks no more. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I cut that out altogether. Oh yeah, and I had a thing for Little Debbie cakes. I was a Little
Oh
Debbie.
God, those things are disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, but that was my thing though. Like I was a snacker. Like, you know what I mean? I was a snacker and a juicer. And I stopped that all together, and it was like my doctor was even like, "You haven't taken metformin in how long?" He was like, "Okay, then. I don't know what. Keep up the good work." Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh
My
my
sister's asking me what I'm making today.
oh, not to cut you short, my poster man is here. He might got some checks for me. I'm about
No,
to
you're good. I'll shoot you some money in just a second, and you'll get it on Venmo.
All right, thank you, sweetheart.
What time do we start? 12:15?
Yeah, we started at 12:15.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks much, Ray.
Until we meet again, Lisa.
Bye-bye.
All right now.